It's Plymouth Regional High School football. Welcome to the Zulius Field here at Plymouth Regional High School, where today we're going to see Plymouth Regional High School defend their Division II state championship, not just for 1 year, but the past 2 years. And they'll be playing the team they beat, the Bow Falcons. I'm Tim Tyler. I'll be here doing play-by-play with my sidekick, Zach the Man Kittle. Zach, any comments for today's game?
I'm just glad to be here, Tim. You know, it's my first football game commentating, and couldn't be a better matchup between the Bobcats here and the Falcons. You know, they faced each other 4 times, I believe. Plymouth coming out on top each time. So really, this matchup I'm looking forward to. Thank you for having me. Okay,
well, a lot of excitement here. Fairly good turnout down below us for Plymouth fans. Pit band's been playing, and in just a couple of minutes, we'll have the opening kickoff. The Bobcats, after the last 2 years, they've got tough acts to follow. Just looking today at the Union Leader Power Poll, the Union Leader obviously thinks the Bobcats are going to be a power because they rated them 7th and rated them as the top Division II team. So that's going to be a challenge for the Bobcats to face. There's also been some changes in the division lineup as well. As far as divisions in New Hampshire, we now have 4 instead of 3 divisions. Zach, you've had a chance to, I think, see Plymouth a little bit at this point?
Yes, we just visited them on a scrimmage not too long ago. They were looking all right from the start. Definitely not what I've heard them be, though. I know they can reach a higher potential, and I'm really excited to get out here and see what they can do today after they've got a chance to put out their younger players and see what they're working with. And now that they have an idea of what they're working with, can't wait to see what they put together.
A lot of excitement, of course, for people because the last 2 years were just dream seasons. 2 years ago, that tremendous come-from-behind victory down at UNH, last few seconds to pass to McCumber in the end zone. I don't think anyone will ever forget that comeback and that drive in the last 4 minutes that Chris Sanborn of the Bobcats put together. And, of course, last year was kind of anticlimactic because Plymouth went through the season undefeated and kind of won that game going away. So, as I said, they've got a lot to follow up on, but strong coaching staff here in Plymouth, a lot of support for the program, and I'm sure we're going to see a competitive Plymouth Regional Bobcat team here today and for the complete season.
Yeah, and it looks like we have a couple minutes here before the game gets going. So, Bow and Plymouth facing off in their first game. Like you said, this is going to be a really great one. Do you have a prediction for the score so far? I mean, from what you've seen in the past seasons with both these teams and their capabilities, do you have an idea of what might be the outcome of today's game?
Well, I guess we ought to jot these down. Maybe we can both do our predictions. I'm going to go with Plymouth today. I think I'm going to say 27-13.
Okay, I can definitely see that. That's a good take there. I'd have to say somewhere around the same. I think I was coming up with a little bit of a closer game, maybe 14-17. You know, decided by a punt or a kick there. So I just think it's going to be a real close one. And I wish I was here in the past to see these prior games because I've heard a lot about them. But I'm excited to tell stories about this one.
Okay, we had a chance to attend the Bobcats' final scrimmage of the preseason versus Dover, a Division I team, and we caught up with Chris Sanborn and a few of his captains to get their thoughts on how the preseason has gone and what they're doing to prepare for today's game.
We're definitely behind schedule. We got a lot of inexperienced kids, so we made a lot of mistakes over the Jamboree. Unfortunately, we made those same mistakes today, which we were hoping to clean up, especially in the first quarter. We kind of rattled a little bit in the second, third quarter. We fixed some things, but you know, we got to come out strong early in that scrimmage, and we got to clean up those mistakes. We got a rematch of Bow week 1. Those mistakes cost you ball games, and we're talking to kids about that. So you know, we thought we'd be a little further along. We didn't quite make the progress we were hoping. And understandable, you know, we lost a lot of kids, and they took a lot of experience, and these kids just are inexperienced. And it was just, we lost 3 days of preseason this year, the new state rule. So we got to speed things up.
Obviously, we got a lot to work on. We always do. I mean, just obviously the team goal is always to get to the championship, but you got to start week 1 first. You got to be firing on all cylinders and know what you're doing. Coach Sanborn's always good about getting us going, and we should be going good.
I think this year, well, every year, it's always important to have a good senior class. I think it's even more important this year where, I mean, we lost a lot of seniors last year, and now we're relying on a bunch of underclassmen, and the seniors really need to step up and kind of show them how it's done and how we play Plymouth football.
Acclimatization is what we've always done. It's no change. It's no different than we've ever done, and I think it's good. You know, the only difference is you lose 3 days, and a lot of teaching goes on in those 3 days. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing. You know, last year, when the ball was up, we had a lot of kids back. This year, it really affects us. You know, and we're not picking it up at the pace. It's hard. We're trying to get everything in. We got Bo week 1. It was a very good team, very well coached, and you know, we got to get a lot in, so it's hard. You know, we're throwing a ton at them. Got a lot of sophomores out there, a lot of juniors that haven't been on the field, and we got seniors in new positions, and they're struggling with it as well.
I mean, I'm just looking forward to hopefully having a good year, maybe getting into playoffs, see if we can do some damage. And we just need some underclassmen to step up when we do that.
Everything. Like, we really gotta clean up what we're doing. You know, just Plymouth football. You gotta be going. You gotta be moving. So, just got a lot of stuff to clean up. I believe in these guys. I know we can do it.
Some things better defensively. We started to get where we're supposed to be. Blitzes were a little better. We still missed some tackles. We put a couple kids in the backfield and they missed tackles. We can't have that. And then offensively, we did a little better on our blocking assignments the first half. Our blocking assignments were off, and we tried to fix that. And it wasn't anything they were showing anything super complicated, just our basic stuff we weren't doing correctly. So, you know, we got to clean that up, and we got to get better. And we expect a lot of these guys that are coming back, you know, some of these linemen, and they got to step it up as well. You know, right now they're as good as they were last year, and that's not good enough. They got to be a lot better than they were last year, and that's the message we're trying to send to them. So.
Okay, we're back. Fine job of the national anthem performed by the Plymouth Regional High School Pep Band. Both teams are to their sidelines with final instructions from their coaches. And we're just a minute or two away from the opening kickoff to the 2018 Plymouth Bobcat High School football season. A lot of excitement here. You can feel the excitement here on the sideline. A pretty good crowd down to my left, as well as in front of us in the Plymouth bleacher section. So anyway, people are really excited about this season and how it may go. Bobcats going out in the field lining up. Bo still on the sideline, still huddled up. And now Bo is coming out. Zach, you all set for the big game?
I am excited here for the first 12 minutes of this Bobcat traditional football game. The first game's always been a fun one, and I'm sure this one's going to be as well, as we see the Bobcats here getting ready to return the ball.
And Bo, their kicker, putting the ball on the tee. So we're going to get to see the Bobcat offense first in the 2018 season. And here we go. Kick is deep down the middle of the field And it's taken by a Bobcat receiver coming to this sideline. Number 24, taken down at the 20-yard line. That was Nick Quayle, number 24. Picked up 3 or 4 yards before he was taken at the 20. There is a flag on the field. Not sure what the call is here.
Wasn't quite able to see what happened there myself.
Looks like it was maybe a block in the back against the Bobcats from the signal their official made. So they're going to start deep in their own territory.
That's not how they really wanted to start off this game. They wanted to start it off clean, obviously, setting them back a couple yards.
So they're going to be starting just inside the 11-yard line, their own 11. So they got 89 yards to go to get that first score. Of course, Bo has a lot to play for here. They lost to the Bobcats during the season last year as well as in the championship game, and the same thing occurred 2 years ago. Bobcats are out to break the huddle. Quarterback is Zach McClone calling the signals. Handoff to the left side. Not much there. Couldn't tell who the ball carrier was, but they may have lost a yard or two on that. So it can be second and long. Looked like second and 11. So Zach McClone has come over the sideline, get the play, going back, kind of got second and 11. Any predictions on a call in this play, Zach?
Actually, I think that might be number 11 out there, Cody Bannon for SQB for the Bobcats.
Okay.
I'm having a tough time seeing out there myself. Everybody's sideways, with the numbers.
There's a handoff this side. Number 15 cuts to the left. He's got some yardage. Got up almost to the 18, 19-yard line.
It looked like it was Owen Brickley.
Okay. Owen was a key back in last year's success. Actually, a key back in the last 2 years for the Bobcats. So he's made this a manageable third down. It's about 3rd and 3. And it is, I did notice you're correct, it's Cody Bannon in at quarterback, number 11. Look at 3rd and 3. Got a wide out to the left. It's a handoff straight out the middle, and it's going to be close. He's close to that marker. He may have gotten it. Judging by, yes, he did. It's Bobcats' first down of the 2018 season. So they kind of rebounded after losing a couple yards on that first play, and with that penalty, they got the ball back out beyond the 20.
What a way to keep the play going there. You see Brickley breaking off tackles in the last 2 plays. It's really what they need to do in order to break down this Bo defensive line.
So again, Bannon brings out of the huddle. And that's a handoff to Brickley to the left. He stopped probably for no gain on that.
Managing to get by the first guy there, Brickley just not able to break the corner and get upfield. Too many ball players in the way.
He certainly has breakaway potential and breakaway speed based on, obviously, his past 2 years. He's been a real key back for them.
I'm excited to see some throwing plays out here, though, from Cody Bannon. I'd like to see what his arm can do. I don't think we really saw much of him from the scrimmage.
Bobcats went to the air a lot last year. That's not something they've generally done historically, but last year they did. This is going to be a second down and long, and up the middle. Pretty good gain here, up to about the 30. Gain of about 7. I didn't get the ball carrier on that, but
Wait, it was Justin Collins, potentially?
number 26 would be Collins, and we're looking at 3rd and 2. So another big third down play for the Bobcats. Down to 8:47 here in the first quarter. Bobcats break the huddle. Got a wide out to the side. Split way wide to the right. Motion. Ooh. Didn't get anything on that one. It was stuffed immediately. They lost yardage. So it looks like the Bobcats are going to face a punting situation with probably a 4th and 5.
That was a good defensive play, though, by Bo, getting right in there. I mean, it almost looked like that was a direct snap, though, to the running back running outside.
It looks like it's number 34 punting for the Bobcats. That's Cale Swenson. Two Bo Falcons deep, back around the 35-yard line. Oh, poor snap, but he gets it off.
Good recovery there.
And Bobcats are getting a real good bounce on this. It's going to bounce down around the 30-yard line. They probably get an extra 10 yards of distance on that bounce.
Yeah, turning a pretty hectic snap into a good punt there.
Yeah. So now we're going to see the Bobcat defense for the first time in 2018.
They look good in the scrimmage, I'll tell you. The first part of the game was rough, but the second part they managed to get a pick six, and it was a great play. They were shadowing the wide receiver, and he just snuck right in there. I guess the defense speed with the corners is unmatchable.
So ball comes out. They have two receivers split wide to their right, to their sideline. And we have a fumble in the backfield. It was a sweep to the right, but it looks like they signaled Plymouth recovered. They did.
Would you look at that?
Wow, big turnover early. So Plymouth's got the ball now well into Bow territory around the 34-yard line. Great break for the Bobcats. Great way to start.
Get Bannon back out there on the field. Now he's within throwing territory here. He could get one good toss out there and get a touchdown. Let's see it.
They had a few of those last year, that's for sure. Really had a multiple offense, an offense that was tough to defend. Breaking the huddle. He's got a wide out way to the right here.
I'm liking that matchup right there.
I believe it's 24 Quayle. And he's going to the air. He's going deep.
Double coverage.
It's up. Ooh. He was throwing for number 14, Velez, and that ball actually ended up kind of up for grabs between Velez and a couple of Bow defenders.
Very, very lucky there that ball was not turned back over. That would have been heartbreaking. That's not what you want to do, especially after they've just given you the ball. I mean, if anything, get your 4 downs, make them work harder on defense, use the opportunities given to you.
So number 11, Cody Bannon, going back to the huddle. See what they come up with on this play. Again, they have a wide out to the right. That's, I believe, number 24, Quayle. As a handoff, that was to Owen Brickley. He might have got a yard or two on that, not much more.
Looked like he got about 2 yards on that play. But Brickley, they're using him again. I think he's going to be used all night here. We're going to see him really wearing down the defense early, making these plays right up the middle.
Think of it is on any one play, he can break it.
That's what I'd like to see, too. That'd be amazing.
So down to 6 minutes, 57 seconds here in the Do you think they'll go to the air here?
I think they will. I think I haven't seen them throw much to the left side here at all, really. So I think, honestly, if they're going to try to get anything, maybe use the outside of the left end zone here.
Oh, it's hand up to going up there, and he didn't get much. So it's going to be a 4th down and 3. So the Bo defense really stiffened up inside that 5-yard line. So now the question is going to be, are the Bobcats going to try for 3 points, or are they going to go for a touchdown? Number 19's coming in. Joe D'Ambruso is number 19. I didn't see whether they brought a T out or not. Nope.
Bannon's back out.
He's back out. So it appears they're going to go for the touchdown. Coach Sanborn wants 6 points here.
This is a great decision, in my opinion.
Early in the game, why not? Man in motion to this side of the field. It's a handoff. Oh, and
That's a fumble on the
fumble
outside.
in the backfield.
He was so close, right on the line there. Who was that?
Number...
That was Brickley running the ball up the right side there. Just got stuffed. I think a whole hand got in there and popped the ball right outside to the left-hand side of the field here. Out of play. It's a turnover, though.
And that big stop by Bo there.
Really big stop. And
so let's see if they can take advantage of it as we're getting down under 5 minutes here in the first quarter, 4:32. Bo comes out of the huddle. They're at their own 9. Handoff up the middle. He's got 6-7 yards. He may be close to a first down on that. No, he did. He made a first down.
that was some quick speed.
Bo breaks the huddle.
Corey got the quarterback for Boa High School.
And you just handed it off to this halfback, and I think maybe a yard, no more. Bobcat defense was there quickly to shut that down. So it should be about 2nd and 9. Well, so far the Bobcat defense are not doing too bad a job. They've gained on a turnover. They pretty much have shut most of the running game down except for that one run. So let's see if they can continue that. Another run to the right again. They've shut that down again. Not much of anything there. So it's going to be 3rd and long, maybe 3rd and 8. About 3 minutes, 16 seconds left here, and they've got down actually 3rd and 7. So big 3rd down play. If they can hold Bo here, they should get pretty good field position off a punt. So I think Bo will go to the air here, Zach?
I think they will. These pass running plays, they're going to take a chance in the air on this one.
I don't think they've thrown a pass yet, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of passing attack they have. Man in motion in the backfield there, and he gets the handoff, but the Bobcats look like they've just shut that down for next to no gain. Great defensive stand by the Bobcats. The D has looked good.
It really looks like there's no holes
Yeah.
whatsoever, especially in the inside.
No, so far in the first period, you have to say the Bobcat defense is playing up to what Bobcat defenses have done before. Bo has not been able to get much yardage. They had that one quick first down, and that was it. So the Bobcats are going to send 2 guys back here deep for this punt. And they're back at their own 45. There's a snap. Punt goes up, and that's going to be fielded by number 24.
Nick Whaley returning the ball here.
He's coming to this side and gets maybe 2 or 3 yards up to the 47. So good field position again for Plymouth.
Feeling like they're almost in control of this game right now, even though, the score's still 0-0.
Mm-hmm. Well, they've certainly had the better of the field position, and as far as moving the ball, they've moved the ball some. They just bogged down. They're inside the 5. So let's see if they can put it together now. Number 34, Cale Swenson is going the game with, obviously, Cody Bannon with the play. Bobcats break the huddle. Have a wide out to the left. Bannon's rolling to the right. Looks like he wants to throw, but he gets sacked. Big loss there. Probably an 8 or 10-yard loss anyway.
That was number 12, Sebastian Below, for Bo, really getting in there immediately, taking down.
Yeah, that's a tough loss. They lost, I would say, 10 yards anyway. So they're going to have a long, well, they got 12-yard loss. 2nd and 22.
Wow. Definitely going to see some pass plays out here right now.
So what play do you have up your sleeve on a 2nd 22?
So on this, honestly, in high school football, I can't really say as much in terms of passing on what I do here, but the outside is where I'd look, try to get some play out of bounds right on the sideline.
Oh, quick handoff, and oh, he's breaking it. He's breaking it. This may go all the way. Number 14, Velez. Oh, dragged down in the last couple of yards. He was close to scoring. What a play.
Anthony Velez breaking through the line, not even looking back. He just managed to get pulled down right before the end zone there. Unbelievable.
Great. It was a great play call because I think they were expecting pass or something to the outside. They went up the middle. Velez broke it, and as I said, he might. The quarterback sneak, it looks like he may have got in. He did. Touchdown, Plymouth. First touchdown of the year for the Bobcats on a quarterback sneak.
That's what you like to see, really, mixing up the plays. Like I said, that I thought they were going to throw outside. You get another play up the middle, and they're not expecting it. It's just one of those plays.
Well, Coach Sanborn, historically, when you go back to the 2 years ago when they beat Bo in the first of the state title games, just his play calling was unbelievable in that last drive, and he has proven it here again. The Bill Belichick of Division II football.
That's what I like to hear.
Yes, Coach Sanborn. They're going to kick the extra point here. The snap is down. The kick is up, and it is good. So great play calling, great execution by the Bobcats on that drive. After a disappointing drive in which they couldn't get it inside the 5, they come back with a great defensive stand. Hold Bo to just 1 first down, force them to punt. Then after getting a sack, which cost them 12 yards, Velez just broke that long run down to the 1-yard line. Quarterback sneak, and boom, we got a 7-0 game. Great turnaround for the Bobcats. Has to really hurt the morale of the Falcons, where it looked like they had made that great defensive stand and might have had a shot to move the ball down the field and take a lead.
This is what the Bobcats were looking for late in the first quarter here. It's perfect, late in the first quarter to actually get that touchdown because then they go into a little huddle going into the second quarter thinking about everything, all the mistakes they made. And but the Bobcats, on the other hand, are going to go into the second quarter really feeling good about that first. Great defensive plays and that one big play from Velez up the middle.
And we've only got 52 seconds left in this first quarter. And it looks like Cody Bannon will be kicking off.
He does it all, huh?
Yeah, he does it all.
Man of many hats.
Yeah. Approaches the ball, and that's a squib kick. Picked up by one of the guys up front for Bo. Got nowhere. They will have decent field position at the 40. But not much of a return. So we'll see what Bo's offense can do here.
Very interesting decision there. Do you see that often in high school football?
There are some schools who do that a lot. You do have some schools who have great kickers, and the Bobcats had one last year. He was booming the ball down inside the 5 on some kickoffs. So Bo's out, first down from the 40. Let's see what they run in this first play. Plymouth defense jumped around, and they're right in the backfield, but Bo, I don't know who carried that. I think it was number 32
Looked
for
like
Bo.
Matthew Nichols, number 32, correct.
And he got about 8 yards. He had a good gain on that. So we're going to have a second and 1, and we're approaching just 30 seconds in the half. I don't know if we'll get off another play. We'll see. Bo's bringing in the play from the sideline. I'm
interested to see how the Bobcats are going to manage against managing their pass defense right now if this were to be the case. Looks like it will with the 2 wideouts there.
Oh, went up the middle for about 3 yards, got a first down. So they're now inside Plymouth territory at about the 48-yard line with just 3 seconds left in this period. And we're at the end of the first quarter. So that's the end of the first quarter of Plymouth Bobcat football in the opening game of 2018 with the score of the Plymouth Regional Bobcats 7, the Bow Falcons nothing. So they'll be switching ends here. Bow will be coming out with a new set of downs. See what they can do, see if they can come back and even the score. So what did you think of the first quarter, Zach?
So far, we've seen a lot of great defense by the Plymouth Bobcats, and we've seen a slow start from the Bow Falcons. The Falcons really need to get their game stepped up a little bit in terms of defense. I think it might be the fact that we have quickly running constantly up the middle, and then you really switch it up with Anthony Velez throwing him in there, the quick feet. They weren't expecting that on that pass play, and that's what it has to be today, a whole lot of unexpected plays, and I think Sanborn's got that in his bag.
And it's obvious, looking at Plymouth, they have a couple of key offensive weapons with Velez and Brickley, who have returned from last year. They both had a couple of big plays so far in this game. So we're going to go into the second quarter as they switch ends. So we'll see what the Plymouth defense can do here in the second period, see if they can continue to contain that Bow offense. Bow comes out of the huddle. Nobody split out at this point. Number 9, the quarterback fades back. He's throwing, but incomplete, not even close.
So fans, we'd like to let you know we have live coverage of Plymouth State Athletics, and they return this week to PBTV with volleyball and men's soccer. Volleyball faces off against St. Joseph College Tuesday, September 4th at 6 p.m., and men's soccer kicks off versus Suffolk University on Wednesday, September 5th at 5 p.m. All games are broadcasted right here on PBTV, Channel 20, Digital 121.2.
And we're back here with Bow coming out of the huddle here on a 2nd down and 10. The first pass play was not successful. Oh, we got, looked like we might have motion, but there was no call on that. Handoff to number 15 out to the left. He's breaking it. He may go all the way. Oh, he got caught from behind around the 10. It looked like he was going to break that.
That was number 35, Stephen Garrett, out there on the left-hand side. Looking big and strong with a guy really trying to bring him down. I couldn't see who that was for the Bobcats, but ended up having to get over his back to pull him down.
Yeah, it looked like for a minute he was going to break it all the way, but great reaction from the Bobcats. But wait a minute, we got a flag on the play, and it's coming back. It's coming back, folks.
Oh. Tough break for the Bow Falcons there.
Oh, just took away a potential scoring opportunity with that flag. That's going to be a big one. They're marching all the way back to their own 35-yard line, and the ball's going to be placed probably at midfield. So big break here, but that's what the game is all about.
Now, in terms of momentum there, it doesn't really give the Bobcats more momentum, but it really just takes away from Bow's momentum there. I mean, you're 10 yards away from getting that touchdown you desperately need this early in the game, and a silly holding call bring you back.
Yep. So we got now 2nd down. Actually, 2nd and about 13. Handoff to number 28. He's gone to the left side. He's got some yardage. And he dragged a couple of Bobcats with him, and he got a good 8 or 9 yards out of that. It's going to make this a 3rd and short. Probably about a 3rd and 3, maybe.
Bow continuing to try to use their muscle here against the Bobcats.
So this is a big play for Bow offensively. They got the ball down on the Plymouth 40-yard line. Have a 3rd actually and 4. Bobcat defense needs to stiffen up here, see if they can hold them. Formation's tight, no one split out. Motion to the right, handoff up the middle, number 13, I think. And he's close.
Look, it might have been 32 again
32,
on that play.
Okay.
was very, very close, though, to the first down. I don't know if they're going to give it to him, though.
It looks like they're marking it short. I don't know if they'll do a measurement on this or not.
It's about a half-yard short.
Yeah. So they're going to go for it. 4th and a half yard. Goes up to the line. And it looks like they're going to call a timeout.
Change of heart, you think? Maybe get their heads together here on a play.
Yeah, they need to make this is a big play for them because if they don't get it here, Plymouth has the ball not in bad field position, and they've shown they can take the ball the length of the field.
In one play,
yeah.
You know, get that one running back going.
So this is big for Bo at this point. They need to convert this 4th down play. Plymouth assembled over on this sideline with Coach Sanborn.
I could see them switching it up here, finally getting to the pass play.
That could be a big element of surprise. But Coach Sanborn, he's usually prepared for just about anything. So
we'll see what the defense can do here to handle Bo's movements.
Plymouth could always pull one of those defensive shifts like the Patriot Belichick defenses do and create a motion penalty.
True.
Patriots have had a lot of success with that.
That's high football IQ right there.
Yeah. So here comes Bo out of the huddle. Let's see what they call this. 4th and just a foot or two. Handoff up the middle, and he's he's got it. But there's a flag on this play, and it looks like it's motion against Bo. So they got that first down, and this one's going to come back. It's going to be 4th and 6.
Again, huge momentum shift there. Can't be having that if you're Bo.
They've made some mistakes that have cost them dearly, and that's the one thing. Plymouth, I think, has been penalized once. I think it was early in the game. So this is a huge penalty because they had that first down. So I'd be curious to see if they still go for it or punt it. It's going to be back. Well, I guess they're still going to go for it. It's 4th and 6.
Yeah.
Plymouth, they're lined up to punt. It looks like they're going to punt it. They've changed mind. Plymouth is deep. They've got a guy deep. There's the kick, and he's going to let it go, and that's going to bounce. Ooh, it's in the end zone, and that was close. That was really close. I think that was number 14 back there for Plymouth, which was Anthony Velez, and he chose to let it go by him, which I think was the right choice, but that ball kind of died right near the goal line.
That was a very close play. I'm sure he was not looking to get hit there, though. Velez was not trying to get hit. Let it go by him.
Wise decision not to pick it up, but we could have the ball at the foot line. But out to the 20, and let's see what the Bobcat offense can do. We're down to 10 minutes, 9 seconds here in the second period. What so far has been a promising opening game for the Bobcats.
I'd like to see Cody Bannon out here making some more throws. I think we saw him a couple of times throwing the ball during the scrimmage, and he's got a good arm, and he has a great view downfield as well.
And he's got Quayle lined up wide to this side, man in motion. He looks like he's going to throw. He's rolling to the right, and it's complete to number 20.
That was 22, Patrick Malm.
Patrick Malm, one of the captains, and he picked up first down on that, about a 12 to 13-yard gain. Nice play.
It was a great throw, but Bo's corner there was just a little too far ahead of the wide receiver for the Bobcats.
So far in just a period and just a little over a period, I've been impressed with Bannon's ability to throw the ball.
Right?
Accurate. Yes.
It almost looked like the wide receiver there was slowing up, and he had to throw behind him a little bit in order to make the play.
And he's got Quayle lined up wide again to this side, man in motion. And he's rolling to this side. Looks like he wants to throw. He's going to run instead. He gets taken down probably for no gain. Decided to tuck it and run. And as I said, no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
It's a tough decision to break the pocket there, but I'm sure Tom Brady would have as well with the pressure breaking down on him like that.
It'll be interesting. I don't know if Cody Bannon is noted as a runner or not. I know the Bobcats have used running quarterbacks at times in the past. I don't know if that's part of their play calling for this year, but he wasn't afraid to haul it in and try to get some yardage on the ground. So he's now got a 2nd down and 11. And he's rolling again to the right. It comes back to this side. It's to number 15, and I believe that's Brickley. And he's breaking tackles everywhere. What a run. And 1st down and more.
Brickley breaking tackles and ankles, as you saw there. Broke that first tackle and approached the next guy. And just that quick stutter step to the left got him.
And he ended up getting a 1st down about the 45-yard line. They're now in Bow territory. That was a well-executed play. A little bit of misdirection and came back to this side. And Brickley broke, 3 or 4 tackles anyway.
It's pretty crazy. And
Yeah.
I think he had a better opportunity on the right-hand side of the field, but I didn't even see the left-hand side either. But there was just more guys down there for Bo's defense.
I'm really impressed with Plymouth is throwing a lot at Bo offensively and what they're doing. It's tough to defend what they're throwing at him because they're doing a little bit of everything at this point. Brickley in motion. It's a handoff to number 14. He gets taken down right off. That was Velez. No gain.
Best part about these completions, though, for the Bobcats is it gives the other team a sense of that they can make these throws down the field. So you're really starting to think more about the pass play than just the rushing play.
So when you have to defend that pass, and you've got guys like Velez and Brickley in the backfield, that's why, like that one play that was broken for such the long run, they were expecting pass, and all of a sudden you get a guy break in the middle and getting huge chunks of yardage. Makes it tough to defend because they don't really know what play's coming next. And we got a timeout here. Got about 7 minutes, 25 seconds in the second period. Bobcats have a 2nd and about 11. They're coming over to talk to Coach Sanborn.
So that last play, though, where they actually got most of the yardage there, that was pretty crazy in terms of what the quarterback was looking at, because obviously he knows he's got some blockers on the left-hand side of the field where the play is intended to go. But if you see you've got that guy wide open on the right, I believe it was 22, Patrick Malm, wide open. He still decided to go with the intended receiver, and it worked out for him. They got just as much yardage as I think they would have on the other side.
So Coach Sanborn giving him some instructions for this play. 2nd and 11 coming up. So any predictions on the call in this play, Zach?
If I were to guess on this one, I'd say they're going to run it with Brickley.
It's funny, I was going to say the same thing.
Run it with Brickley up the middle. It's 2nd down here, so they have some time, and why not,
And it's they're due to make that call where he it's kind of a counter, I guess, up the middle, or
Brickley is involved in the play here. So we see him setting up on the right side.
Oh, it's number 42 on that play, and that's Ian Trider. It's a name we haven't called before. I believe that's who carried that.
Ian Trider coming in at 5'9", a sophomore, making his first play of the game.
Future.
There it is. I'm sure somebody will be calling that name in the pros one day.
Yeah. So we got 4 yards to go here on a 3rd and 7. Down on the 42-yard line. Let's see what the Bobcats come up with. We got 34 lining up wide to the right here. That's Cale Swenson. He's going to throw it. He's rolling to the right. He's got a wide, and he's throwing deep. Oh. Incomplete. Boy, it looked like he might be able to run on that.
There was an opportunity to run and get some more yardage there, but that was a tough call because it did look like he did have an open receiver, number 24 specifically, but I think he was aiming for number 80 there.
So we got a flag on the play here. I don't know who this call is against. It looks like it's against Bo, holding. So another break for the Bobcats. And they're going to pace that off, and I think that's going to give them a first down.
That is great for this drive for the Bobcats.
Yeah, they
and
needed that.
They're going to keep taking that all day, you know. It's
Yeah.
just those simple mistakes by Bo's part. It's early in the season, and you'd figure they'd probably try to work these out before the season starts, but you're going to have these at the beginning of every season.
So let's see what Coach Sanborn pulls from his sleeve on this one. Now, one of these times they're going to run that quarterback keeper. It looks like it can be there.
I believe you're right, though.
So we got a 1st and 10 from about the 32, 33. Right up the middle, nothing there, nothing at all, no gain. We're down to 6:37 here in the period.
Couldn't even see who that was handed off to. It was just
That was a quick handoff. It
absolutely
just got
stuffed,
stuffed.
yeah.
We got Cody Bannon over getting the play.
Can you imagine them getting mics inside of their helmets at a high school level?
Huh.
How unbelievable that would be.
Yeah.
I'm sure out in Texas, it's definitely a thing.
So let's see what the Bobcats have. We got a timeout, and that was called by Plymouth. So evidently they want to talk it over a little more. With 6 minutes left in the second period, and they're up 7-0, it would be huge to get another score here. They're going to go in the half with a two-score lead, which would be big, because they will be kicking off in the second half since they received the first half kickoff. So far, what do you think?
I'm loving it. This is a great game so far. Plymouth clearly in control, 7-0, showing that they have what it takes to win this game, both on offense and defense. I would like to see a little bit more on offense in terms of passing. That's just me, but obviously, you know, it's early in the game. They got to get these run plays out there in order to break down the defense. Second half of this game could be a lot more throwing.
All right, let's see what they come up with here on a 2nd long, 2nd and 10. There's a roll-up coming to this side. He's going to take it. Not going to get much on this, maybe 2 or 3. Came to the sideline, maybe to the 32 or 33. He didn't get much out of that.
Bannon realizing, though, he was being tracked ferociously. I think he just kind of turned that into a run play himself, realizing what his situation was.
So we're going to have a 3rd and 9 here.
You see some hands on the hips out there for Bo's defense, showing a little sign of being tired, maybe.
Yeah, they got 14. I think it's 14 spread out wide. And that's who he's going on the right side. Ooh, incomplete. He went for number 15, Brickley, but didn't get him. So it's going to be 4th down.
Brickley looked like he was matched up height-wise there. It was tough to get that ball over the top of the defender's head. Did a good job getting out there, though. It was a close play.
So we're going to 4th down and 9. A big defensive play for Bo. They would like to keep this a 1-score game. Bannon coming back to the huddle. Bobcats break the huddle. So we got a 4th and 9. Let's see what they come up with here.
It's interesting.
Motion in the backfield. He's going to be throwing again. He's rolling to the right. It is caught, but it's going to be short. Ball was deflected, and it was caught by, I believe, number 11 or 14. It was number 14.
It was 14.
Velez, who caught it, but with a deflection, he ended up 2 or 3 yards short. So looks like the ball is going to go over and downs to Bo. They'll have it at their own 24, 25-yard line with 5 minutes, 4 seconds. Close on that, but not quite enough.
I think Bo's going to take their time here, working the ball up the field, really not trying to get that big play out there. I think they're just going to try to break down Plymouth's defense.
They need to give their defense a rest, too. They've been on the field a long time.
Very true.
And we have about a 4-yard gain just off tackle. So it'll be 2nd and 6.
I look like it was number 32. It's a running back, Hunter Fortier for Bo.
So the Bobcats have been tough defensively so far. See if they can hold here. It'd be nice if we can get the ball one more time before the half. Bo's lining 2 wideouts way to this side on the right. But they're going to run it. He's not going to go much of anywhere. He might have got a yard if he's lucky. It's going to be 3rd and about 5. Bobcat defense has pretty well shot that running game down.
It looks like they've been watching the film and they have a good idea of their run plays so far. And you're right, they've been keeping them down.
And actually, he ended up with a little bit better game than I thought. It's going to be third down and 3. So it's a big play for the Bobcat defense. They'd like to get that ball back and have a shot at the end zone again.
I think with the way they've been playing, too, it's quite possible that we see them get the ball back here in this half.
Number 15, and he didn't get anywhere. I think he's short.
May have got 2 yards on
yeah,
that.
actually,
That was close.
he actually got more than it looked like he was going to get. But it looks like he's short by, well, actually, they put it way back.
Yeah, maybe his knee went down.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
it looked like he kind of did a jump with the ball.
So they're going to have to punt here, being this deep. Ball's back around the 31-yard line. So we got Velez and Brickley back deep. Good time for a return.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
We haven't seen one yet for the distance. We had a lot of them last year.
Maybe get some good blocks right here.
Oh, the snap goes over the punter's head. He's got to jump on it. And Plymouth is going to get the ball deep in Bo territory around the 15. It was a poor snap. The Bo punter went back and recovered it, but he was buried.
That was a hectic snap there, but it looked like Michael Regan-Vassy got back on D and was able to tackle the kicker. Plymouth with the ball, I believe, around the 14 or 17.
17-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 17. Let's see if they can get another score here before the half. We got a timeout again. Looks like this is Bo's timeout.
Crucial timeout here. They need to get their heads together and kind of formulate a plan in order to keep them out. But with the way that Plymouth's been playing right now, it almost seems impossible.
Plymouth has pretty much dominated this game, but they're only up 7-0. So I think it's really key that they get some points on this.
Very true.
If they can go in the halftime with a 14-0 lead, it's just a lot better position to be in.
So you can feel like you're winning the whole game, but, you could also just be up 7-0.
Yep.
And that's when, you get a big head maybe. So hopefully Plymouth can manage to keep their head on their shoulders and get another touchdown here. Make it 14-0.
When it's a one-score game, one turnover, one penalty, one big play can turn it all around.
Mm-hmm. And it does happen in that one play too.
So let's see what Coach Sanborn's going to call here. So Plymouth breaks from the sideline. We got 2:55 left in the half.
I'd give it to Brickley here if I were them, get some more yards.
Who's going to throw? He's looking deep. Oh, it was Velez in the end zone, but he had 2 defenders around him, and one of them deflected it.
That was a great throw for the
yeah.
situation. It's very hard for the corner to turn around and read that.
Certainly Plymouth is not playing conservatively. They're throwing the ball. And, well, it's good to see because it looks like they have the potential of a very effective passing game.
Shows confidence as well. I mean, when you're putting that ball up in the air, it's really a 50-50 from there. You got to trust your guys to get to the position and for your quarterback to throw a good ball.
And I think we didn't mention Bannon is only a sophomore, I believe. So he's a young quarterback. Oh, ooh. They were going to Brickley, but he got nailed badly.
Brickley got wrapped up and thrown straight down.
Yeah,
That did not look comfortable.
No, he didn't. He got up a little slowly on that, and he lost about 2 yards. So it's going to be another third and long.
Regardless, Brickley's still back in the play.
So we got 2:24. We got 3rd and 12 now.
What do you think they're going to be doing on this play here?
I think they'll go to the air,
Mm-hmm.
to the right side.
They've been looking at Velez a lot in this game. I think he's been working his matchup.
They ought to go to someone else instead of him. He's breaking it. Oh, lost the ball. I think there was a fumble there, and it looks like Bo might have gotten that recovery. Bannon was under a lot of pressure on the sideline as he was rushed out of the pocket. The referees are talking it over. I'm not sure what the call is here.
That was a tough play for Banning, being 3rd down. He was rushed in quick, managed to avoid the first tackle. But unfortunately, I think he's got to do a better job of holding on to that ball when he's running. He kind of has it out a little bit more away from his body.
So it looks like they didn't lose the ball, but it's a 4th down because it looked like he lost it there for a second. It's a 4th down. It's a long, and they're back now at the 21. So they got a 4th and 14 yards to go for a first down. We're down to a minute and 38 seconds. And we have a timeout, I believe. Oh, no, we have a flag on the play. Too much time. I think was against Plymouth, and they're going to lose another 5 yards.
Now, if you were Sanborn and you felt comfortable in your kicker, would you have him kick from that position?
That's too far.
Too far, you think?
He's going to be kicking from like the 30. It'd be a 42-yard field goal, I think. Yeah, it's too far.
Really got to have a leg for that one then.
I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go up the middle. Who would expect it? They're not going to. They're throwing the ball again. He's throwing deep. He's throwing really deep. Oh, incomplete. They went right up the middle on that. I'm trying to get who the receiver was, but no success. But we got a flag on the play. This could be a big break, but it looks like it's Bo's offense is coming on the field, so it doesn't look like Plymouth will get a benefit on this one. So we're down to a minute, I believe, and just over a minute.
It's taking me all the time to figure out who was the wide receiver on that play. That was number 88, Jackson Palumbo.
That's who I was trying to figure out. And they did go to someone they hadn't gone to before.
Exactly, yeah, that's switching it up right there, but unfortunately wasn't able to get out of the double coverage.
And nowhere on that one.
Looked like he lost a yard there.
The biggest challenge for Plymouth is they've totally dominated this first half, but it's a one-score game.
Mm-hmm. And that's, it really does change the momentum in the second half. I love talking about it because it's such a huge factor in sports. But going in, even leading, but thinking and believing you're dominating, but only being up by one score can be detrimental. So we'll see how they handle it going into the second half.
Bo can feel pretty good about the fact that they're only that one score behind.
Exactly.
Because they have been totally outplayed at this point, totally dominated. And we've got a second down and maybe a 3-yard gain. And we're down to 39 seconds, and it looks like we have a timeout. I'm wondering if Plymouth's going to try to get the ball back one more time. Yes, that's their timeout. I'm sure they'd like to field a punt if they could. They have guys back there who can break it.
Wouldn't see why not. It'd definitely be beneficial to see 14-0 at the end of this half. But, even if they don't, they get the ball back and they just waste the timeout. But then they have to kick it back, right back to Bo. So start off the second half hot with Bo coming out on offense.
Mm-hmm. So Bo's got a 3rd and 7 here. And with, again, only 39 seconds left in the half. Good turnout today here on the sideline, on the Plymouth sideline. A lot of people down on the bleachers in front of us and on the hill to the left. with their lawn chairs. Great place to watch a football game.
I wish my high school was more set up like this because you're right, it is a great field, George C. Zulius Field. And they do have a good amount of numbers showing up each game.
And well cared for, well groomed, always in great condition. So we got 2 wideouts to this side. We'll see what Bo does with them. They got 3rd and 7. They're going to try a sweep to the right. And he's going to get the first down. So they're going to have a 1st and 10 with about 34 seconds. And they're up past the 35-yard line, probably 37 maybe, with a 1st and 10.
Just got that first down. That's not too much of what we've seen so far this game, though, making that play on the outside for run.
Mm-hmm. So Bo's got a timeout, and their coach is coming out on the field. I would be prepared for about anything now.
See a Hail Mary, maybe.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. That'd be great. I'd love to see how Plymouth was able to defend against that, and even that, there could be a trick play where you get some wide receivers and then you just give it to the running back and he picks up 15, 20 yards,
Yep.
and then you get a play like that after that because they still have time for that. What would you like to see on this play from Bo?
Some kind of screen.
Mm-hmm. Right over the front.
Because I think, it might not be expected. I think they're going to be looking at guys going deep or, if they can get past that first line, they could get some yards and still have enough time to run a play or two.
Sanborn given an opportunity to talk to his defense, though, getting them well prepared.
They're going to the air on this. That's up for grabs. And,
Well
about
defended.
well defended. About 3 people trying to grab that ball. 2 Bobcats and a Bo, number 35 from Bo, Stephen Garrett.
That was number 15, Owen Brickley, though, for the Bobcats, all over Garrett.
But they've still got 2nd down here in 26 seconds, so they got a couple more plays they can go for.
I was able to witness a pick 6 in the scrimmage with the Bobcats. It was in the later half of the scrimmage, and it'd be great to see that right here. I think they have the opportunity to shadow.
And with a guy like Brickley back there, he can take it all the way.
Exactly. He's got the speed, too.
We got a running play to this side of the field. He's going to get 4 or 5, but that may run the clock out at this point. We're down to 12 seconds. Bo's going back to the huddle. I don't see anyone calling a timeout. So I think that may have been the last play of the half. They're coming out. They're not going to get this off. So that's the end of the first half of Plymouth Bobcat football here from the Zulius Field. The Plymouth Bobcats 7 and the Bo Falcons nothing. The Bobcats looking good here in the first half, have moved the ball up and down the field, have had trouble punching it into the end zone, had a couple of other chances but just came up a little short. Defenses look great, shutting the Bo offense pretty well down. Zach, your comments?
I'd like to see what we have going in the second half here from the Bobcats. They're going to go into the locker room feeling pretty good about themselves, but I'm sure Coach Sanborn's going to have something to say about the score, it only being 7-0. I'm sure he feels as though they should have some higher numbers up on the board, but Plymouth doing a great job, like you said, on defense, especially on making sure Bo can feel the pressure, and, Bo hasn't really had any big plays yet, which is keeping them down.
So anyway, great way to start the season. Certainly a good half for the Bobcats, and success. We're back here at the Zulius Field here at Plymouth Regional High School. The Bobcats are coming back on the field. They're running right through that famous Bobcat slogan there as they go crash through it. Back here with the Zach Man. And Zach Man, what do you think?
Well, Tim, Bobcats are looking great, and it looks like they're feeling great right now coming out of the locker room. And honestly, I think they're going to get right back into this. They got to play some defense now against Bo. And Bo not looking as strong as we may have predicted before the game. But, you know, this second half has a lot to unfold so far, and we can't wait to see what is going to unfold.
Yeah, Bobcats dominated the first half, only 7-0 lead, but had the ball for the greatest percentage of the time and moved the ball, but struggled when they got down inside the 20. So that's something I'm sure Coach Sanborn will work on in future weeks to develop offensively, so maybe they can punch that ball in the end zone. But they still have that 7-0 lead and looked tremendously good defensively. They pretty much shut the Bo offense down. And, so I'm sure he's pleased with that performance defensively.
Yeah, 7-0 right now. Bobcats up. You got to consider the fact that Bo is looking a little bit predictable on offense so far. They've really just been running the ball from what I've seen. A couple of pass plays, not too many that have been successful, so that really limits you on how often you can switch it up between the two. It really depends on whether or not your completion rate on passing is going to be great or not so great. For the Bobcats, it's been great so far today, and that's why we've seen them switching up a lot more in that second quarter, throwing the ball. And as a result, they've been moving up and down the field, but haven't really capitalized yet as much as they'd hoped for. Still 7-0.
I think one thing that the Bobcats, at least at this point, haven't shown maybe the big bruising fullback or whatever that sometimes you see in high school football. I think they'll find ways to make up for that because, again, they've moved the ball really well between the 20s and have dominated time of possession. But they're going to be kicking off here in the second half, so their defense, which has played so well, will be on the field first. And here comes Bo out in the field, so Bo will be receiving the second half kickoff.
It'll be interesting to see as well if Bo's going to make any more mistakes, get those flags thrown, and get the yards taken away from him, because that was a big part as to the reason why Plymouth is up right now.
That's correct. Bo made a lot of mistakes in that first half.
I believe it was, 3 or 4. And that's enough yardage to really put you behind already.
So Bannon is the kicker, also the quarterback today, and he's lining up to kick off here. Bo is lining up to receive this opening kickoff in the second half. And we're just waiting for the referees to give the signal. Good crowd on hand. They've been subject to enjoying, I think, a very competitive, good game for a season opener.
Oh, for sure. And I assume that they're going to have a great second half to witness as well.
Mm-hmm. So we're just about ready here to get going.
It's a little confusion with the clock at the moment.
Yeah,
I think they're just trying to get it set up.
They're waiting for the clock to get set. And while we're waiting up, I guess we're going to be ready now. As the official goes to the sideline, he's putting his hand up. So we're ready for this kickoff. And here we go as Bannon approaches and boots it. And it's another one of those squib bouncy kicks. Hard to handle. Number 28 for Bo had trouble with that, but he did grab it. And Bo's going to start a throw on 36-yard line. And number 28 from Bo is Jack Whitson, who fielded that short punt. And it looks like that's the route Plymouth's going to go on their kickoffs, at least for today, is those short bouncy kicks. And you don't necessarily pin teams deep, but you do create the potential of a turnover on those because you've got guys fielding the ball that don't normally field it. So let's see what Bo does in this first play as they break the huddle.
Interesting to see how Bobcats defense comes out here. This first play says a lot.
Plymouth is stunting some here, but a whistle goes. I don't know which side's going to get that penalty. There was a yellow flag
on Bo.
Yeah, I think Plymouth's going to get the benefit, and this has been one of the problems for Bo the entire game. A lot of penalties, a lot of mistakes. 5 yards back, it's going to be 1st and 15, so it makes this opening drive a little more difficult. Bo breaks the huddle. There, everyone's in tight. They don't have anyone split out on this. Be 1st and 15. First play of the second half from scrimmage. Got a man in motion to the side of the field. Number 9 hands it off to his back, and he's going to get nailed for no gain.
Absolutely eaten up just about around the line of scrimmage.
And that's been the Plymouth defense the whole day.
They have good eyes already, really analyzing where the run's going to be set to and getting there before it can get there itself.
So we got 2nd and 15. Actually, they might have even lost a little bit in that. Actually lost a yard, 2nd and 16. And that's the Plymouth defense so far today. They've been very effective. Ball out of the huddle. Again, they're going to the right side in this one, and not much there, maybe 2 or 3, but that's about it.
A lot of Bobcats hands trying to get in there. Get that ball out.
Team tackling on that, and he picked up maybe 3 yards on that. It's going to be, might have got even 4. It's going to be 3rd and about 11.
Great spot for the Bobcats to be in at the moment. Still feeling like they're in control. Hoping to get the ball back to Cody Bannon shortly.
So you think they'll go to the air on this?
Yes. Oh, if they don't, it'd be a mistake, in my opinion. But then again, we haven't really seen many pass plays from Bo. And the way they're lining up, it doesn't seem like it could be another pass play.
Yeah, everyone's in tight. He's going to throw. Missed tackle there. But Plymouth snuffs it out. It looked like they might get a gainer on that, but defensively, a second Plymouth defender came up. I didn't get who it was at that point.
That was a huge missed tackle there, though, on the Bobcats' part. I think his eyes lit up, and he just saw the moment.
And that ended up not killing him because they still held him here to about a 4 to 5 yard gain. So
exactly.
It's going to be 4th and 5, a punting situation. Plymouth's got Brickley and Velez, I believe, back. Haven't seen a return yet from these guys. It'd be great to see a big return. There's the snap. There's the kick. It looks like it's going to go to Brickley, who's got it back around his 20.
Got a blocker.
He's breaking to the left. He's got some daylight. He's on the left side. He's going around the corner. He could go all the way. Let's see. He's got Wayman beat. He's beating him. He's going all the way for a touchdown. We've been waiting for that. We've been waiting for that the whole game.
Owen Brickley, yeah, and you've been talking about it. You've wanted to see it, and there you go, Tim.
And it was beautiful play, a lot of speed. He's done that. He did it previous 2 years. He's that big open field threat. No flags. Scanning their field for the yellow flags. Don't see any. Big score for the Bobcats. Gives them that 2-score lead. And that's the weapon that makes them so difficult when you can score on special teams. So they're going to kick the extra point. This is Bannon again with number 33 holding. That's Charles Como. So let's see if they can make it 14 with that extra point. There's the snap, ball down, kick is blocked. So Bo blocked that kick, so no extra point on this attempt. With a score now with 9 minutes, 28 seconds left in the third period. Plymouth Bobcats 13, Bo Falcons nothing.
Got to talk about that last play, though. That was truly unbelievable. There was 2 good blocks in there. One early, I believe, from Velez coming over, realizing that he has to get that block in there, allowing Brickley to get to the outside and use his speed. But then there was another one way up the field. I believe it was the kicker trying to get to him. And yet another block there, getting him into the end zone.
Also, Brickley, really, that ball was kind of beyond him, and he went back to fielded it really well. And oftentimes those kind of plays end up breaking for yardage, and he just did a beautiful job on that return. So
it's hard to see the field when you get a ball like that. He's got to move from his position already. He did a turnaround, so he's got to analyze and visualize the field in front of him. Did a great job picking the side.
So the Bobcats will kick off again, second time in the last couple minutes here. And again, it'll be Bannon. And I'm assuming we'll see the squib kick, but I could be wrong. Maybe they'll change it up. But I'm right. It is a squib kick. Fielded cleanly there by number 28, who's going to get up to about the 44, 45-yard line. So Bo gets good field position. That was Jack Wixon, a senior. And they're going to have it at about the 45, so got good field position here. But they haven't been able to do much with it so far today.
I think it's the mental errors have really played a huge toll on them so far, and they haven't been able to get over the hump.
I think they've really got to maybe open up their offense a little more and go to the air more. They are lining two wideouts to the right because Plymouth has just shut down their running attack. And again, nothing, 2-3 yard loss. The Bobcats are in the backfield where the handoff goes off. I'm just amazing.
They understand what the play is, I feel like
Yeah.
almost immediately, and they're in there. You know, they don't spend any time with hesitation, and if they believe it's that run play, they're in there.
I mean, they're certainly winning the game at the line of scrimmage.
For sure. And it's been Bo's demise that they haven't really switched it up, in my opinion. Going to the pass play, like you said.
And it's 2nd and 11 here. We have about 8 minutes, 48 seconds clock running. And they have two wideouts again to the right. Let's see what they call on this. They got 2nd and 11, long yardage. Man in motion, another handoff to the right. He's going to get cut outside, and it looked like he got about 6-7 yards on that.
Running the same play there.
Yeah.
Getting the motion from a wide receiver a little bit, maybe throwing him off.
But they're still going to have a 3rd and about 4 here, just around the 49-yard line of Plymouth. So a big 3rd down play. Bo really needs to keep this going now, being down 2 scores.
You got to wonder what's being said in the huddle right now for Bo.
Block your guy.
Do your job.
You're right. Do you?
Belichick action.
3rd and 4. Let's see what we come up with here. 2 guys lined out way to the right, wideouts. And I couldn't tell who had the ball, but it's a 1st down. That was a quick hitter, and they got about 6-7 yards. So they got a 1st down, which is big. One of the few times they've done that against the Bobcat defense. So we got a 1st down at about the 43-yard line.
Nice little hidden ball trick there.
Yeah, Bo's keeping it going here. They needed that 1st down. Number 9 is Corey Gott. He is the quarterback. He brings him out of the huddle. Again, he's got 2 wideouts to the right, which they've run that formation several times. Fumble. I can't tell who got it. Looks like Bo probably got on top of it, from what I can tell. I got a yard or 2 out of it. So it's going to be 2nd and 9, maybe. So they're fortunate they didn't lose it.
Like to see a little bit more from Corey Gott here and Bo.
And again, they're doing the same formation with the 2 wideouts, but they've not gone to them much. So 2nd and 9. And again, up the middle. And this time the Bobcat shut that down a little better. He's got maybe 3.
We got QB sneak in there.
Yeah, which they're getting some yardage out of it, but they're still a good 4 to 5 yards. So they're going to have a 3rd down and 5 coming up here. But this is probably 2 down territory at this point. They're inside the 40.
You got to figure at this point in the game with a 13-point lead and the way it's been played out, they're going to keep going for it.
Yeah. So again, it appears the same formation again. 2 wideouts to the right. Got up to the huddle, or up to the line of scrimmage, calling the signals with the 5 yards for 1st down, a good 5. And it's handoff up the middle, and they may get it. I think he was close. He may have it. So they're moving the ball here some, and they've done it some on the ground. Small chunks of yardage, 4 and 5 yards at a time. So, nope, he was short. Looked like he had it, but he's going to be a foot or 2 short, so it's going to be 4th and maybe a little less than a yard.
That was Stephen Garrett, junior for Bo, running back, almost managing to get the first down.
So this is a big play, biggest play of the second half at this point. Bo really needs to convert this to try to get back in this game.
Figure another QB sneak maybe. No.
And they got it. They got it. They went, oh, fumble. But it looks like they got, don't see a call here, but it looks like they got it back. So they got a first down on that. And they're still moving the ball. They're down inside the 30-yard line now with a 1st and 10. So this may be just what they needed, especially if they can punch this ball into the end zone. They can make this a one-score game. Plymouth defense is giving up yardage, but begrudgingly, I'd say.
Bending but not breaking,
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah. Kind of like the New England Patriots, 20-20, but tough in the red zone.
That's where you need to be. You got to save all your energy up from the drive for that, really.
So we got a 1st and 10. Let's see what we have coming on this one. Tight formation this time. We got a sweep coming to this side. Looks like maybe 3-4 yards on that play. But that's what they've been getting, 3, 4, 5 yards at a time in this drive. So they've been moving the ball.
It's a very slow process, but it does break down our defense.
It also runs the clock. Clock's down on about 5 minutes now. And we've got let's see, they're saying a 2nd and, well, I'd say a 2nd and 4. Down around the 22.5-yard line, 2nd and 4. There's a quarterback keeper, and great deception on that. 2 fake handoffs, then he rolled to his right, and he got the first down. That was Gott. Nice execution, and they've got another first down. So they're putting a good drive together here, which could be huge, could make this game tight. We're down around the 17-yard line at this point with a 1st and 10.
Big plays here, and you got to wonder if they're actually going to try to switch it up on this or stick to their regular game plan. We haven't seen much of their red zone offense, and I'd like to see what they're going to do here.
The biggest problem they've had is they've had mistakes today. They can't afford a penalty or a turnover at this point. They need to complete this drive to make this a game. Got a man in motion. There's a pitch out, and he got nailed. It's a 3 to 4, 5-yard loss here. Bobcats were all over that. And you wonder, after having the success they've had with some of the play calling, that's been relatively conservative but successful, why they'd go to more of a trick kind of play or a pitch out kind of play, which is not what they've run in this series. It did not fool Plymouth, and there was a good 4-yard loss on that.
Yeah, it was Joe D'Ambruso. It's a sophomore making the tackle on that. The initial tackle followed by a bunch of Bobcat teammates coming in there quick. But a great job wrapping him up before we even got the play started.
That may be the play of the game on defense if they stop this drive, is because it has broken some momentum. You've now got long yardage on 2nd down, which forces them maybe to rethink what they're going to do.
Looking like they might be setting up in a pass formation.
They got those wideouts to the right again. Coming this way with the pitch out. And he's got yardage. He's got, he cut that inside, and he got down close to the first down.
Acting like he was going to follow up the left-hand side of the field. Cutting
Yeah.
right back inside where all the defenders weren't really there. They were heading out to defend him on the outside.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give him the first down from what I can tell.
Big play.
Yeah, we're down to 3 minutes, and we got 1st and goal at the 6-yard line. So Plymouth's got to tighten up here. This has been a good drive by Bo. It's been impressive.
I don't think we're going to see any chance of a pass play in the next 4 downs.
And up the middle, not quite close.
Looks like there's an injury on the field. It's a Bow player. Having trouble recognizing who it is. Did you get a chance to see what happened there?
No, I didn't. I know we got it down, or they got it down to about the 1 yard line on that run. I was just thinking back. Plymouth, I don't think has had the ball from scrimmage in this period yet. They had the punt return, and Bo pretty much has contained or controlled the third quarter outside of the punt return. This drive has taken up a good part of this quarter.
And that's exactly what Plymouth was kind of hoping for, though. I mean, getting a chance to wear down some time in the third quarter, it's crucial. Getting into the fourth, figure they're going to get the ball back at least one more time here, though.
Bo has found something as far as their play calling and what they're running that they're able to. They're getting enough yardage to move the chains at this point, at least on this drive, which they had not done in the first half. So it might have been some corrections made at halftime that they figured out, and Bobcats are going to have to figure out a way to shut this down. It's going to be tough now at the 1 yard line.
That was number 64, Ben Bouvard, coming off of the field with an injury.
I think that's the first injury we've had today.
Yeah, thankfully so.
Yeah.
It's a senior at 6 feet. When you're that tall, you definitely don't fall lightly.
So we got, actually they're saying it's 2nd and 2 at the 2. Up the middle, and I don't think so from what I can tell. He might have got down to the 1, but still not in.
It's tough to defend at the high school level.
They're really close. They're inside the 1 from what I can tell.
Inches.
So we're down to 2 minutes and 6 seconds with the clock running. 3rd and goal from about the half yard line maybe. Ball's right snug up to the goal line. Big play. See if the Bobcats can break through and create havoc. And I don't know. They say he got in. It wasn't easy. Oh, he barely got in on that, but
Just barely.
But it counts. And
Officials say it's enough.
13-6. So this extra point's huge at this point because the Bobcats missed their second one.
Very true. I did actually forget. I was going to mention that when they missed that. That was crucial when the Bobcats got that stuffed because it's still they're within reach. But
I mean, they make this and it's a 6-point game and it.
Exactly. One score away.
Kicker is can't tell. Number 9, a quarterback is holding. Corey Gott.
A little worrisome when you got your quarterback holding the ball.
Kick is up, and it looked like it went through, and it did. So 13-7. So the Bobcats got 1:39 left in this period and one more quarter to go. And Bo's making a comeback here. It's a tight ball game at 13-7. That's one of the comments we made, that they needed a couple scores, and it looks like they're needing another one. So let's see what their offense can do on this kickoff. Of course, they got Brickley and Velez deep, and they're dangerous on open field plays.
I
as
guarantee
we've already
you,
seen.
they will not be giving it to Brickley again.
Do you think they'll go with the short kick?
With a short kick, I could see a short kick, but I mean, as we've seen so far, they haven't tried it. But then again, after that last kick return, they probably have to switch it up.
So I think it's key that the Bobcats put a drive together here and take some time off the clock and maybe get some points up on the board. I think for Bo, after the last 2 years, they could smell an upset here with the fact that was such a superb drive. It took up so much time. So it's the kick, and it's going to be a deep one. And it looks like, I think it's Velez. the right sideline.
That is Velez.
Wow, what a nice juke on that play. Another one, and he got a good return. He came out to about the 42-yard line, a really nice return on that. So they come in with good field position at the 42.
It's two beautiful stiff arms and
Yeah.
a spin move there from Velez, getting away from some defenders, picking up some extra yardage. It's what you want to see from your kick returner, though, for sure. That's it gets your momentum going and makes you want to get out there and doing the same thing he was just doing.
So the ball actually got placed at the 41. We're going to have 1st and 10 with 1:30 here in the third quarter. Let's see what the Bobcat offense can do. It'd be good if they could put a good drive here together. They've done that so far today. Right now they could use a good sustained drive and run off some clock and get some points. Cody Banton's calling the signals. Man in motion. It's a handoff up the middle and about a 4-yard gain. And I don't know who was that, Velez on that?
It looked like it was.
Yeah.
He had a tough time getting around his center there. He's all blocked up, but
Yeah.
managed to do that spin move, got about 4 yards on the play, 3 yards.
Yeah, so yeah, 2nd and 7. So positive yardage. We're down to a minute in the period.
Do you think it'd be wise right now for Plymouth to kind of wear out the clock more or really focus on getting downfield as quick as possible?
I think they want to wear out some of the clock, but I wouldn't get too conservative. And there was nothing on that. They shut that right down, so it's going to be 3rd and long. Not good.
Bo feeling as if that was a huge play
yeah.
right there, getting him riled up.
You can feel the momentum kind of moving away towards Bo with their offensive drive, and right now they've got Plymouth in a hole as far as a 3rd and 8. So the Bobcats need a big play here. They don't have bad field position. If they can get this first down, they would get into Bo territory. So this is huge. Maybe the biggest offensive play of the game for the Bobcats. And I don't know if they go to the air. They do have, I think it's White out here to the right. That looks like Velez. And we got a rollout, but ball's knocked down. Nothing there. So the Bobcats are going to have to punt it away.
That looked as if it might have been just a poor throw on Bannon's part, but unfortunately, it did look like he had some guys open.
Yeah, it looked like the play had potential when it started, but nothing, and then we're going to have a 4th and 8, and that's the end of the period, too. So we're going to the fourth quarter with this game being anybody's game at this point.
It really only took that one touchdown from Bo to end up feeling like they have some momentum in this game and get themselves back on their feet. And, you know, this defensive stop for them was big. This fourth quarter is going to be huge in terms of the Bobcats defense, seeing what they're able to do. I know they've been weared down most of this game due to the heavy rushing from Bo, so it's going to be interesting to see how well they manage to hold up. But fans, our next Plymouth Regional High School Bobcats broadcast will be live here from George C. Zulius Field as the Bobcats football team takes on John Stark Generals next Saturday, September 8th, with coverage starting at 1:50 p.m. Please feel free to join us.
That's another big one. John Stark has had some good teams the last couple of years, and they'll be in the hunt, I think, again this year. So a big one for the Bobcats. Right now they got to get through this one. So they need a good punt here, and they need a good defensive stand. And in that last series, they've got to figure out how they can shut that short running game, which they shut down in the first half, but had trouble on that last drive from Bo.
I did notice, too, Bo has a good list of running backs here, mostly juniors and seniors, a couple sophomores. So they have options to go to if their guys get tired.
So Plymouth's back in punt formation. Need to have a good snap here. It is a good snap, and he's going to get that off. Low kick, bounces, and I don't think we'll have any return on this, which is good. And it gets down actually at about the 24-yard line, so that's not bad. Bobcats put Bo back. They got to go 76 yards, and they certainly haven't shown the ability to break big plays. They've done it with really short yardage gains on the last offensive series. So 11:51. We'll see what the Bow offense can do, as well as what the Plymouth defense can do to stop them. Bow breaks the huddle. Two wideouts to the side. That's been their formation quite often throughout the day. 28 goes in motion. It's a pitch out to number 28. And he's got some yardage on the left side, maybe 5 yards. It's another one of those short yardage gains, which they got through the whole series. That was Jack Wixon, and they were very effective with that in that last drive. So we're going to have a 2nd and 3, and when you get that 5 or 6 yards on first down, it makes it tough on the defense to contain the offense.
It does. It definitely does. It changes up your whole mentality, too, on what they're going to actually be choosing next for their play. Like right now, you got 2 wide out again. Like you said, they've had all game pretty much.
And they just haven't come over here much to throw to him. That's right up the middle, a quarterback sneak, but I think this may come back. It's a flag on the play, so it might have been motion. Yep, illegal motion in the backfield,
Wow.
So they're going to lose 5 yards. And they haven't made those mistakes in the second half till now. But that's going to put them back and give them a long 2nd and probably 8.
Yeah, other than that first flag they had in the very first play of the second half, this has been the game for them so far. I believe that's 5 or 6 flags thrown for Bo now. And it's those mental mistakes that are hurting them, crucially, you know.
It's really been the equalizer.
Yeah. Yes, I'd have to say so.
Plymouth has played pretty much mistake-free football with 1 or 2 exceptions. So we got 11 minutes and 2nd and 8 here. Again, 2 wideouts to the side. And they're going up the middle, and Plymouth, they stopped that, but not until he got a good 5 yards out of it. They're going to have a 3rd and short here. Probably 3rd and 2 or 3. It looked like Plymouth had stopped at it a little better than what it turned out. He got a few more yards than it looked like he was going to get. So this is a big 3rd down play. Scoreboard showing 3rd and 1. I'd say it's a little more than that.
Just a couple yards more, yeah.
And they have had trouble stopping that short yardage stuff. This is big because Bo would have to punt this deep in their own territory, I would think. So
with the score being as it is, yes, for sure.
So a big 3rd down play, 3rd and 1, according to the scoreboard. There's a snap. They go in the middle again, and he's going to get the first down. He got 2-3 yards up over the 30. Let's see, the 35-yard line. So they got that first down, even though they had a long 2nd and 8. Bobcats have had trouble containing that running game in the second half.
Starting to finally see some hands on the hips from the Bobcats defense.
They've got to be tired. They've been out there the whole second half.
No doubt, yeah. And with the run game that Bo's been, pressuring, it's just so much harder to stay awake and stay out there and aware.
And we're going to sweep to the side. He gets stuffed, and he lost maybe 3-4 yards on that. And again, why do you go away from what was working?
What a play there from Bobcats, number 19, it looked like, Joe D'Ambruso. That was just, he ate him up, and just, what a tackle.
And they've got a loss of 1. It looked like at least that. It looked like he lost 2 or 3. A great defensive play, and that's big because it gives them a 2nd and long. And we're down to 9:22. That clock's running. Bo's got to go whole field to score here, and they're going to need to get more than 3 or 4 yards at crack. So we got 2nd and 11 as they line up. Some movement. I don't know who that's going to go against.
Looked like it was on the Bobcats there, jumping
I know
early.
they jumped, but I don't know if they're going to call Bo for jumping or not. Offside against Plymouth. That's tough. That's a killer.
Yeah, Bo doing a good job getting the line to jump there. It's definitely a play that they needed.
So now we got a 2nd and 6 after it looked like it was going to be a 2nd and 11. So 2nd and 6 for Bo up around the, I believe about the 40-yard line. And it's number 28 sweeping to the left. He gets nailed after about a 5-yard gain. 28 is again this Jax Wixon, who's a senior. And his name's been called a few times today, and he's going to come up about a yard or two short to get 3rd and 2. 8:29, and that clock's running. They're up around the 45-yard line. They're moving the ball. Big play for the Bobcat defense here.
You know the defense is really feeling that they only have 6 points right now. This is such a crucial stop this late in the game.
They're going to this side. Oh, ooh. They almost had that snuffed out, but he broke away and got a first down. They had him in the backfield. Tough play. Bobcats had him stopped in the backfield, and he broke away and got the first down at the 49-yard line. So they keep on moving this ball. They started back around their own 25, and they've moved it 24 yards. 8 minutes. Running the clock out here.
Still eating up the clock. It's a lot of time wasted just from Bo having the ball.
The Bobcats have not run a play from, well, they have run a play from scrimmage, but only one series so far in this half. Bo has dominated it. Another 4-yard gain up the middle. Kind of sounds like a broken record here in the second half.
No kidding. Yeah, you got to wonder when they're going to switch it up. But, I mean, if it's working for them at this moment, if Bobcats are tired enough, they're going to keep doing this.
Well, I guess why would you switch it up if it's working? Because they could run the clock out if they could score.
Exactly.
I'm just surprised that they've been this effective because earlier in the game they were not having success. So now it's 2nd and 6, 7:17, and the clock running, and they're moving this ball. Been an impressive drive. Up to the line of scrimmage. Again, there's a pitch to the backfield, and he's going to get nailed for not much. He got maybe a yard or two. It looked like he was going to get nailed for a loss. He might have got a yard out of this. Maybe might give him 2, actually.
It's a good job holding him back, though, there, number 75 from the defense, Bobcats. He looked like he had enough momentum to keep going and actually get that first down if he was going to keep pushing, but...
So this is 3rd and 4, so another big 3rd down play that they need to stop. Early in the game, Plymouth was getting back into that backfield and breaking those plays down. Now they're getting there, but the Bo backs seem to be breaking some of those tackles and having a little more success. So we're looking at, quarterback, I think there was a missed handoff there. He's going to get sacked. He's going to lose some yardage. That's a big defensive play. It looked like there was a missed handoff on that.
Quarterback took the brunt of all that.
Yeah, they're really, he lost, I don't know if he lost much. They're putting it pretty much where it was, but they got a 4th down. This is play of the game. 6 minutes left. Play of the game here. So what do you think they're going to call?
I'd be very surprised if they threw the ball. I want to say they will, but I'm still saying I'd be very surprised. I think they're going to run it, maybe a halfback pass to the outside, get a block in there. But I'd like to see him throw it. This is such a good opportunity. Maybe they just don't have the confidence in their guys to make that play, like in a good percentage of time. But
I think maybe they're going to run some kind of counter. And the guy who's been carrying the ball quite a bit is this Wixon, Jack Wixon, who is a running back and a defensive back. And he's number 28. He's been involved in some plays where he's gotten some yardage. And that's going to be my prediction. They'll run some kind of counter where he gets to the outside and picks up the first down. That's if I was coaching, that's what I'd call at this point. But that's why I'm up here and they're down there.
Yeah, Bo taking their time over there, really trying to get their minds wrapped around this play.
I could go back to my years in coaching flag football, and I would have called the Statue of Liberty reverse off this. So the Bobcats out on defense. Bo's up to the line. 4 yards here they need to get. Calling signals. Bobcat defense is jumping. And we got to play up the middle. I don't know. It's going to be close, and I think they've stuffed him.
They hold him.
They stuffed him. I don't know who that was who carried the ball. It might have been did you get who that was?
I actually didn't catch who that was. No, he's too quick.
That's a big defensive stand by Plymouth. He's not even close. He's a yard or two short.
Yeah, you could tell right away there was
Yeah.
just a huge line of defenders there waiting for him.
That was just huge because we're down to 5:53. And if Plymouth can put a drive here together, which they really need to do, or can pin Bo deep. Bo hasn't shown the ability to break any kind of big play today.
Exactly.
I think
And
the longest play they had was early in the game when they got 9 or 10 yards for first down.
yes, yeah, and they just don't seem to have the confidence in throwing the ball today. So that's been crucial, and I think Plymouth knows that. So even if they manage to try to throw it, I think Plymouth will be there to try to get that pick six.
So I think Plymouth has it at their own 44-yard line, first down 10, 5:53, tight formation. And I don't know who got the ball, but they were pretty well nailed after a yard or two.
That was 22, Patrick Malm,
Okay.
captain.
You got maybe 2 on that? Well, they're going to give him more. They're going to give him about 4, 3 or 4. So it's going to be 2nd and 6. So he got more yardage than it looked like he was going to get there, which is huge. If they can knock off 4 or 5 yards at a time, they're going to run this clock out. 5:23 and the clock running. Bobcats out of the huddle. They have a wide out to this side. I doubt they're going to throw at this point. That's to 15. That's to Brickley. He might have been 1 tackle away from breaking that for some long yardage. He got about 4 on that. And we're going to have 3rd and short, maybe 3rd and 2 or 3.
Brickley's done such a great job breaking tackles today. I'm surprised he didn't get away from that one.
Okay, they're going to say he's got 3rd and 4. It's right marked at midfield. So this is a huge play, and that clock's running. It's down to 4:44. If they don't get this, I would assume they would punt.
Oh, no other option. I'd say it's too late to kind of go for it. You want to play defense against them and kind of force them to make all of those run plays, waste out the clock.
You want to pin them as deep as you can. So.
Exactly.
And they're out of the huddle quickly. And it's Brickley, and I don't think he's going to get it. He's just backed up. He didn't get anything on that. So they're going to have to kick the ball again. So that's too bad, because if they could have gotten that first down, they could have run off a couple more minutes off that clock easily. So we're down to 4:03, 4:02. Clock is running.
Gonna need a pretty good punt here.
Yeah, they're going to, I mean, the Bows put their receivers back about the 25-yard line, and he'll be booting it from about the 35. So they need a good kick and a good snap here, and then they need to contain Bo's offense, which has been a struggle here in the second half. So
Cale
there's the
Swanson.
snap. Great punt, or great snap, good punt too, a good deep punt. And he's nailed. Great tackle by 22, which is Patrick Mumm. He stopped him in his tracks down around the 22-yard line. 22 gets him at the 22 or 23. And so Bo, with 3 minutes, 26 seconds.
It's crunch time.
Yeah.
Got to see what the quarterback can do here. I don't think these run plays are going to help them as much as they think they will. So I think, personally, they got to switch it up right now. I think they got to start going a little bit more to the outside with some pass plays, slowing down the clock.
The thing of it is, if they go to the year, I think Plymouth's got some talented defensive backs who can break in and cause some havoc on these pass plays. So I think the question is, do they dare do it? They're still staying on the ground with this. Great defensive play. Bobcats are in on that. I'm trying to see who made that tackle. Can't pick up the number. It's a great play. 19 maybe. Joe D'Ambruso looked like he made that play. They lost a good 7 yards, 6, 7 yards on that. Huge play. They're back at the 16.
Didn't even give the running back time to turn the
No.
corner at all. You know, he's still just running at the slant.
Yeah, they're saying 2nd and 15, so he lost 5 on that. And we're down to 2:49, so that clock is running. They're going back to the air on this. Oh, boy, that was Plymouth defender was in there, almost picked that off. It was
Right away.
close. It was a little screen to the left. It does stop the clock, but it puts us at a 3rd and 15 for Bo, so they've really got to do something here. I don't know whether they would dare go for it this deep in the territory on a 4th down.
I think they're gonna go for it. I think both plays are gonna try to throw as well. I think it's too late to keep running.
Well, they've got two receivers out to the left, split out to the left. 3rd and 15. Quarterback fades back. He's looking deep. He's throwing deep, and the only guy there is 14 for Plymouth. That's Velez. He's all over the field, and he picked that off. And that was the one thing. Bo hasn't shown the ability to throw the ball today.
Exactly.
You got to be able to throw a pass here and there and mix it up. And I think that's maybe the difference in this game is that Plymouth could do that or was able to do that in the first half.
So Anthony Velez there with the pick. He actually was the player that made the pick 6 in the scrimmage they had. So he's out here doing it again, looking like he's going to be doing this all season. Can't wait to see that.
And he's been obviously a weapon on offense. And now with 2:27, I think you'll see Plymouth stay on the ground and try to run this clock out. I don't know how many timeouts Bo has left, but Plymouth needs to get a first down anyway to do this.
You got to figure, too, with Bo. Do you think maybe they could have made some better throws throughout the game in order to get them prepared for this late in this situation?
Yeah, their offense is not multifaceted, to say the least. The second half, they really showed an effective short yardage offense that moved the ball. But, you can just do that. You can run out of time sometimes to do that. But if you go back to the state championship game that Plymouth won 2 years ago, Sanborn did that with the Plymouth offense. The last 4 minutes of the game, they marched down the entire field till the last play of that drive.
Wow.
It was impressive. But they were getting enough yardage to keep it going. It was one of the most impressive drives I've ever seen. And Bo just, I don't think they got the weapons to do that. Plymouth had some outstanding backs on that team. And they hadn't thrown the ball much the whole game, maybe once or twice. And so I almost felt like Bo was taking a page out of Plymouth's playbook with trying to stay on the ground and do what they've been doing here. And they were effective on that first touchdown. But we're down to a minute 46, and it's going to be tough for Bo to get the ball back.
It's a Bobcats timeout here. Maybe trying to understand just how much time is left on that clock, how many plays they can get in, what plays they should be getting in, and assumedly all running. They're not going to take any chances giving that ball up right now. But even then, they got to hold on to that ball tight. But back to the question, though, of Bo throwing the ball earlier in the game. I do believe if they had, it prepares you a little bit more for the in-game situation later where you got to throw that ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they consistently lined up those wideouts to the side. We've got a sweep here. This looks 15. He may be going in. He is gonna 50.
That's the speed of Owen Brickley.
Great run, and that ices the game for sure.
Great play, good block on the outside. I think there was a defender that got mixed up with his guy and just wasn't able to get around him to get that tackle. And Brickley, using his speed, beat the 3 defenders following him.
So a 19-7, and I think a lot of Plymouth fans are breathing a little easier.
For sure.
They'll come out and line up for the extra point here. Hopefully they'll have some success with this. And, well, then I'm sure do their shot kickoff. And I don't think Bo will be running into the line. I think they'll have to throw the ball. But
yeah, I'd like to see him throw
I
too.
would like to see him throw just to see what they can do with it. Because
exactly.
I think it was a mistake that they didn't vary their offense more earlier in the game.
100%.
Oh,
I mean,
Plymouth's going for 2 points here.
Say why not?
It's a handoff, and he didn't get in. He was short.
And this situation, very, very good chance you're about to win this game. Why not throw in a 2-point conversion and see what you can do in case you have to some other time in the season. But yeah, it does take it takes a lot between passing and rushing. You got to mix it up in order to stay strong as a team. It's just not enough for Bo to get the points on the board between the pass and the rush game.
So Bo's had their problems with Plymouth. I don't know that they've ever beaten Plymouth. I don't think they have. And certainly the last 2 years, 2 state championships and 2 regular season games. They went down to defeat. So actually, this probably was the game they had the best shot at it. Although certainly 2 years ago in the state championship, it was real close.
They still probably have that chip on their shoulder. You figure it's what they've been thinking about, talking about all week.
This has to be tough because, I mean, they were so close 2 years ago in the state championship game. And then last year they got there as an 8th seed and had beaten some powers like Wyndham to get there.
And I'm sure, in this situation, even though it seemed like Plymouth was dominating in the first half, they still had an opportunity in the second half. And I feel like they think as though it could have turned out a little bit different had a couple different plays have been made.
Okay, we got the kickoff here. Another script kick. Number 15 has it for Bo. He's going to get out to about the 32-yard line. That was Thomas Rolla. And Bo, with a minute 27 seconds, will come out and see what they can do. I'm sure Plymouth will be playing back for passes at this point.
Get their safeties out wide and see if we can get another pick.
Yeah. So had a good day here. It's been mostly overcast, but nice temperature, probably around 70, and a good crowd.
Yeah, it's been the downfall here in Plymouth. It's been so hot recently. A couple of days it was 85, 90, even higher.
Yeah, I'm glad we had a cooler day for football. It would have been tough. They've got 4 guys lined up here on this side, almost like a diamond pattern of some type. And the snap goes back. He's throwing deep to the left and incomplete. He had Brickley over there. But that was, they had 4 wideouts to the right side, to our side of the field, and then they had a deep receiver on the left they threw to. Incomplete.
Little confusion formation down there.
Yep.
What's going on over here?
So we got a minute and 20, 19-7, Plymouth ahead. Ball breaks the huddle. Again, they are going to send, I guess, 3 on this side. They had 4 last time. They have 3 this time, wideouts. Snap is back. And he's going to get sacked. Quarterback got sacked by the Plymouth defense.
Did a good job holding on to that ball from
yeah.
every angle he was getting hit from.
And he lost 8 yards, probably 7, 8 yards on that. And the clock keeps on running at 106, 104, 103. So we'll see what they do. It's a 3rd and probably close to 17. And again, they're aligning wideouts to the side of the field and wideouts on both sides now. 2 on each side. Shotgun, looks like a shotgun. Snap goes back. We got a short yardage gain here, but he's not going to get the first down, and it's going to be 4th down and probably about 8 or 9.
Now I know the defense is a little backed up here, just in case there's a play made, but these are the type of plays I think Bo should have been making way earlier in the game. Kind of get their wide receivers involved, their quarterback's arm going a little bit. I think it's just something for them to look at for future games.
Well, I think Bo will be competitive this year. I think they'll have a decent season. We'll probably see them again.
Oh, I do not doubt it. Can't wait for that game, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll start learning things throughout the season. People start filling different positions.
So we got wideouts to the other side, 3 of them all going, and it looks like we're going to have another sack. So Bo quarterback is sacked. He lost another 5-6 on that, and that should turn the ball over to Plymouth with just 28 seconds left. So the Bobcats will get the ball one last time. I'm sure they'll just sit on it to finish out the game. So an impressive win here for Bobcats.
Most definitely, I'd have to say so. Started off really strong for the Bobcats. We saw them get that 7-0 lead kind of early in the or actually later in the first quarter. But from there, it was just their defense holding on up until just about the end of the second. And then from there, it's just been all Plymouth, I'd say, until the fourth quarter when Bo had the opportunity to get down the field. Just too many run plays.
Mm-hmm. Not enough diversity with the offense. There's the knee, probably the last play of the game, I'm assuming. Big win for the Bobcats. So that's it from the Zulius Field as the clock winds down. Plymouth Bobcats, 19. The Bow Falcons, 7. Bobcats start the season in winning way with an impressive win here today. Defense looked pretty good throughout most of the game. They had that drive that Bo was impressive on in the second half. And they had some great breakaway plays. Brickley obviously had a big game. So a good way to open the season for the Bobcats. And next week, they do it again here from the Zulius Field against John Stark.
All right, and thank you for joining us, fans. Those of you watching our broadcast live, we thank you. And for the rest of you, tune in for our post-game chat with Plymouth head coach Chris Sanborn. Thank you and have a great afternoon. I'm Zach Cattell, and we are standing here with Coach Chris Sanborn after the Plymouth victory. It's 19-7 here today. So, Coach, your defense looked good, but do you feel there's room for improvement?
There's definitely room for improvement, but our defense did play well. They definitely were ahead of our offense today. I thought some boys played well. Up front, I thought they played pretty well, and I thought our secondary played well. I think we got to improve a little bit of our linebackers. They weren't stepping up and filling some holes, and they were running some dives that were on us in our sixth front, and that's the linebackers got to stop that, and they just weren't filling the B gap. And so, we got some work to do there, but they did play. They played well, made some tackles, and it was nice to see Jody and Brusso, a sophomore, out there, did make some tackles. He had a rough week last week against Dover, so good to see him rebound and make some plays.
All right. So Brickley today, he was doing very well running the ball. Do you feel as though that there can be some room for improvement with him as well, or the rest of the running backs?
Well, hopefully Sam Brickley wasn't running the ball. He's a little old, but he was a hell of a player. But Owen was running the ball, his son Owen Brickley, and he did great. Owen's a stud, been around for a while, 2-time All-State player for us, and trying to get the ball in his hands, obviously, and they're keen on him. They know who he is. So some of the plays we want to get to him just weren't really working out today, and so we go into some other stuff, and then he took that punt back for a touchdown there. That was a huge play, and then he took that jet sweep at the end there. They just trying to stuff the A gap, and he ran that perfect and great pull. Tracy Cristiano, who hadn't been pulling great for us on that, had a great pull. So that was nice to see.
All right. Now you have John Stark next week. So everything that you've seen today, what do you think is going to be the biggest improvement that you guys have to focus on in this next upcoming week in order to prepare for that game?
Well, I think we got to improve our blocking up front. John Stark is very tough up front. They're very good. They got probably one of the best D tackles in all Division II. Noah Belmore. We played him 2 years ago down there, and the kid was an absolute stud. And when they beat us, and we didn't get to play him last year, so we got to improve up front. Just some of our blocking on our passes. We gave up some sacks, and we made some mistakes. Guys going the wrong way in passes and things like that, and run into the wrong hole. You can't do that against them. We're assignment football, and we didn't do that. And then of course our linebackers, because they're going to want to run the ball. Our linebackers have got to step up and read those keys, and they got to fill the hole.
All right.
That's about it.
Thank you for talking with us, Coach. And this has been Zach Cattell, Coach Sanborn here. Hopefully you guys tune in next week for our games that we have going on with Plymouth. And thank you for having us today.